Hi, and welcome to this Amplitude implementation video. My name is Nicola, currently data analyst at Human37, and I'm going to explain to you how does the cart analysis feature work and how to implement it in your Amplitude account. To understand this better, I'll first give you an example. Imagine you're doing groceries at the supermarket, you're browsing a bit and looking for the products you want to buy. When you find the product, you add it to your cart. And you do this multiple times by adding each product one by one. When you want to go to the checkout, you take all the products from your cart, put it on the track, and begin the process of checking out. With this image in mind, let us talk about the feature. The cart analysis is used to send arrays containing multiple items. So when starting the checkout, you can put each added product to the cart within that array and send it in a single event, in our case, a begin checkout. Let us now have a look at the code required to apply this cart analysis feature. I've put here a first regular track call event called product added to cart, and it has the following properties. We have, for instance, the name of the product. Here we have apples, the category being fruits, and so on. All the properties are at the same level. While if we look at this track call, which is the checkout started event, we have a big difference. If you can see here, we have product list, and with the brackets here, this is an array. This array contains two values, which are represented by the curly brackets and separated by commas. So the first product we have here, these are apples, and for the second product we have bananas. So these two products are sent at the same time during the checkout started event. So one thing that is quite different is the level of these properties that change. Here we have product list that contains sub-properties. This is why we call it parent property, while the sub-properties of this parent property, we call them child properties. If we look at the relation between two of these sub-properties, these child properties, we can call them sibling properties. If you want to declare a revenue, I recommend doing the following. We have the dollar revenue property, which is the sum of the price of the two products, and I've put it at this level so that it can be put as a user property and it is easier to manage. Let us now send an example of events for the checkout started and also some events for the purchase confirmed. We are now in our virtual environment and we are going to send these two codes in the Browser 2.0 SDK format. So if you're using other methods, please refer to the Amplitude documentation. Here, I have opened the console of this environment and I've put the following code. So I've put amplitude.setUserID fruit lover so that we can find it more easily in the Amplitude user lookup. Then I've put the amplitude.track checkout started, which is the same code as before, containing the array that is needed. And finally, the purchase confirmed as well, which is the same system. So let us send it. It has been sent. We are going to our Amplitude program now. If we go to user and sessions, user lookup, you'll see our new user, fruit lover. So if we look at, for instance, purchase confirmed, we have this product list that appears. So as you see, it's an array of 2 values, but after splitting this array, which is something you need to do, you'll have these subproperties that appear. And you'll see that we have the values fruits, apples, 5, 1, and this SKU. And we have also the bananas appearing here. So the separation has been made. To have the separation, you must go to data, if it loads. You go to properties, search for the property you're using for the array. So in our case, it's product list. Here. And it's very important to follow this. You must put type to array and also the item type to any, so that it is recognized as an array that can contain any value. And when you put array, this splitting tab will show up. Press on it, and here you should have the button start splitting. And you'll see here that the subproperties have been separated. I will show it here. If we create, for instance, a new event property, the property has been created, so you have to go here, array, so nothing yet, type to any, now it appears, and start splitting, confirm, and it is done. Please keep in mind that you need 5 to 10 minutes before it's applied. But in the meantime, we are moving on to the chart creation. Let us have a look now at our segmentation chart. We have selected the purchase confirmed event with the event total set up as the measure, and we have used the bar chart format for easier data visibility. The goal of this section is to explain to you the different filters you have access to thanks to the cart analysis feature. It is a bit more advanced than the regular events. We have 4 filters. We have the cross property filter, the parallel filter, the items match, and finally the collection match. I'll go through these one by one and explain the differences. Let us start with the cross property filter. To use it, you have to press here on filter by, product list, which is the array that we have created. And so now we select a subproperty, a child property, and we are going to select category. For the sake of this exercise, we are going to use sport and later on drinks. I have sent 3 events, so 3 arrays with different values. The first array has a sport product, which are running shoes, and a drink, which is Coke. Then I've sent another array with only the running shoes, so you can effectively send an array with only one product. It does not change anything for the values. And I've sent another event with only one product, which is the drink, being the Coke. You'll understand why this example specifically. So I've put category being equal to sport. And if I again press on filter by, I'll do the same, product list, category. This time I'll select drink, apply. Now you'll see we have only one event. What happened is the following. The cross property filter always looks at the values at the array level, not at the product level. What do I mean by this? In our example, here we are looking for an array where we have a product containing sport, and so you can see these two conditions as being an AND condition. And if we have an array that contains drink as well. So in short, if we have an array containing a product with category equal sport and another product having category equal to drink. And so we have here the only array that has sport and drink products. So the only sport product value within the array containing just that value is not selected, and the other array that only contains the drink is not selected as well. So please keep in mind that this is at the array level. Then we have the parallel filters. This is a bit different than the cross property filter. For the parallel filters, to apply it, you just remove subprop filter. You press here, adding a second filter contains a clause. And we are going to select category again. When we'll select drink. What happens is we have a 0, which makes sense because this time we are looking at the product level, not at the array level. We are, in short, asking Amplitude to show us values that have category equal sport and category equal drink. In the 3 events that we have sent, we do not have this. So this could be seen as an AND condition, but within the product, at the product level. And if we, for instance, remove this and instead put drink here, it is as if we had an OR condition. So this is why the 3 events have been selected. So this has been more of a filter section only. And now we are going to have a mix between the filter by and group by functions. What we are going to do is, again, stay in this example of sport and drink categories. We are going to select only sport. So we have only 2 events showing products with sport. And now we are going to do a group by. We are going to use this one. So the difference between these two is that this is its value is not separated and this has. So always select this one if you want to use the cart analysis. These are basically brackets for an object symbol. So you take name, for instance, and we have only running shoes, which makes sense as we only have one product related to sport. And here we are in item match. Item match means that we are only looking at the products with the category being equal to sport. We are again looking at the product level. We do not look at the other products such as having a drink category or a fruit category or anything else. We are only looking at sport products. Now, if we put collection match, this happens. We have category equals sport, but for a specific reason we have Coke, which is a drink, not a sport. Why? Simply because collection match looks at the array level. So it only looks at arrays that have at least one product or has a product equals to the sport category. We have sent an array with running shoes and Coke. It has detected the running shoes and as such is showing the Coke value. So this is a less restrictive condition and looks at the array instead of the product itself. When working with cart analysis, you have to keep in mind a couple of points. First, if we are in the funnel analysis chart, we have set, for instance, checkout started. You have the holding property constant setting. The thing is that you cannot select, we at least do not recommend selecting the sub properties here from the product list array. Why? Simply because when we do this, we have this value. We have 12. While if we remove it, we have 4 users. The thing is that when we start the splitting of the different values, what happens is that the user is attributed to each of the products. As such, if a user has bought 3 products, each product will be separated and associated with the user. And this is why you'll have, instead of 4 users, you'll have 12, which is per se not 12 users, but 12 products. So if you use it to count the amount of products, it can be a good idea, but keep in mind that it is the value for products and not users. If you want to hold property constants, I recommend using another property that you set up in your events, which is called card ID, which then is counting each unique user. So yeah, this is it for this video. I hope you had your answers regarding cart analysis and see you next time. Bye bye.